All right. I think all this other stuff
Of
is
course,
hogwash. I don't think it's
family
banter on.
every
I don't
time,
think it's worth
folks.
any conversation. It's just a bunch of like mud flinging at walls. Andrew, let me start. I apologize to you. I don't know.
Why?
Uh,
Thanks for the entertainment,
I'll say it
Sarah.
this way: like my behavior towards Rob was mine. I owned it. I happily owned
Yeah,
it.
you made your
I will
bed, lay in it.
criticize his behavior. On that panel, I was critiquing his behavior. I didn't send anybody to brigade him. I didn't send anybody to troll him. But if you take offense to that, then I apologize. I would have happily had this conversation privately prior to Rob going nuclear
Yeah, no
and you
kidding,
going
Matt.
nuclear, and we would have talked this out. And I would have even done a public apology for it. But nobody wanted to ask me the questions. So everybody just went nuclear. And I think all of this other rolling downhill is just a big mess and it's not worth it. Let's start with that. However, comma, I will also say I think everybody is flipping those clips from that panel around the wrong way. There's a lot of stuff switched around in context. I don't think people are hearing the whole thing and the whole conversation. We had talked specifically about what the panel verse is and engagements and behaviors for a whole 3 hours. There was a whole thing about it. Um, and it was just bringing all of the conversation together. And I talked about Rob's behavior on Trippy's panel, and I don't think it was good behavior as a panelist, especially. And I think that's what really upset me the most. Trippy was trying to do that for his mom. She was in the hospital. She
What?
needed money for medical bills and stuff, and he was trying to put something together for that. And so for Rob to kind of crap all over that was a really big insult, I think, to him. And so I criticized that behavior, and I think it was wrong. The guys going over to Rob's panel, they started doing that on their own. The first one was North. He went over because he's a Connor person and he had that conversation. And then I think Ortho guy went over. Like, I never told him to do anything. The guys just started doing their thing. And I don't think me laughing at stuff that they were saying was wrong. I think it was actually funny. But again, if somebody just reached out to me and said something like, hey, this is upsetting. Can we talk about it? I would have handled that way differently. I do this a lot with a lot of different people. I handle a lot of things privately. I'm not a big drama fan. So yeah, I'll start there.
Apology accepted. I appreciate it. And yeah, you won't have any problems out of me. I didn't plan on giving you any in the first place. And that's why I haven't been giving you any. Like, there's no, like I don't,
I
there's
mean,
no,
oh
there's
my gosh.
what problems have I been giving?
I've been getting harassed a lot in DMs and comments and things like that. I've been getting a whole since
Yeah, but do
since
you
that
honestly
first day.
believe that I instructed anybody to do that?
I listen. I'm not saying you told them to do it. That is a definite brigade in that moment that you did, and they did come and harass the chat, and it was during a debate, and it was very unprofessional. I thought, not only just for you, but for your people.
That wasn't a brigade. That was
To
me doing a live stream, and I could talk. If I'm talking on a live stream about a thing that I'm talking about, even if people go over to your channel and they unsubscribe, that is not brigading.
it was the
Brigading is
chat. It
targeted
was
harassment, and
yes.
that is the person trying to targetly harass you. And I've never done that. I've never targeted any creator for targeted harassment.
In that moment during that stream, we were doing a debate, and the harassment came in the chat. We I had to put it in like they had to put it in super slow mode. I had to put 7 day subscriber list. It was a mess. It was a total
Oh,
mess. It
you
was very
poor
distracting
thing.
from the actual debate and conversation.
Yeah, but that's
And
not. Listen,
I'm
that's
not
not brigading.
saying
If
that that's
if
your fault. What I'm saying is that your people did
This,
that,
no,
if
right?
Hassan
Your
you did that to
Piker,
viewers.
if Hassan
yourself.
Piker or Destiny is talking about me while I'm live streaming, there's going to be hundreds of people from their chat who are going to come over to try to get my attention, or to try to inform me that that's going on, or to kick up or something like that. Because when you have thousands and thousands of live viewers, that's what happens. Fractions of them do all kinds of shit. There's nothing you can do about it. There's literally nothing you can do about it. It's happened to me 1,000 times when different streamers are talking about me when I'm live. It's happened a ton of times, tons of
Yeah,
times. It's
I
even
I
happened to
I
me. It's even happened to me from your people when I've gone live. They've come over. There's just fewer of them, but they've come over and been like, "Hey, this and that. I don't like what's going on with this. I don't like what's going on with that." I wouldn't accuse you of brigading because you're talking about me and your people come over.
I mean, I would disagree with that moment and
Yeah,
what happened
of
in that
course you
moment
would.
and what happened in the chat.
'Cause how
But even
stupid
at
you look
that,
right
like
now.
those are still uh,
Like
like the
you see what I mean?
harassment
It's
and
like,
all of
Sarah, this
this.
chatter
Mhm.
that's here, he goes, "You can tell people not to go harass her." Did. I did tell him that, and Dusty
well,
refuses,
well,
just
they're not
literally
listening to, I
yeah, they
heard
just
you.
Well,
I
literally
heard
maybe
what
you should have
refused.
thought
yeah,
about
I
that before
heard
you
all
did
of the
what you
other
did,
stuff you
Sarah.
said. I'm not telling them to not I'm not telling them to unsubscribe. I'm not telling them to do that. But like you have to have some form of knowledge that they're going to do that if you do a live stream
He
Yeah,
does. He
the
doing
does.
thing
He's
this.
is
playing dumb.
like I have knowledge that anytime somebody does a live stream about me, I can expect members of their chat to come over and be belligerent or whatever. And nobody on this panel stream right now is the exception to that. Not you and not Dusty. So if
You
you're
did
doing
a
a live
live.
stream about me and you have two chatters, which is let's say you have 20 and two of them come over, right? Isn't that 10% of your chat coming over to harass me? It's like it's just the problem is that it's scalable. And so it's like, well, you
But
notice
that's a
it, I guess,
no,
when I
like
do it. It's just that nobody notices it when you do it, but it's the same exact process.
yes, but everybody's aware that we're live streaming about this thing. I was hosting a debate and you held that stream while I was already live doing something completely different, knowing there's nothing I could do about it in that moment.
You
Right.
think that that was calculated? I
No,
didn't even know
what
you
I'm
had a
saying,
debate going. I didn't even know.
Marte was
Marte
I didn't
debating
know
was
you.
that that was going
debating.
on. Yeah, I didn't even know what was going on. I just picked a
Even
time. I just picked a time and streamed.
right. I'm
Yeah,
not saying you
we don't look at your
calculated it.
fucking
I'm just
channels
saying
before
that
we
doing
stream.
that, well,
You're
you
saying I
had to have
That's
known.
calculated?
laughable.
I'll say it. Yeah.
That's
Well, what
laughable.
I'm saying is
Okay.
you had to have known I was live because you
No.
said go show her, and
Well,
then
I knew. Listen, I knew you were live. I knew you were live. Like halfway into the
Like, yeah,
stream,
after the fact.
but I didn't go live because you were live. I just went live because that was a
I,
streaming time I had picked.
yeah,
Exactly, Scarn.
that's fine, Andrew. I'm not going to battle on that one. But what I'm saying is, like I've just been getting harassment after harassment after harassment
Again,
since that
when
moment.
you
The
trash
DMs,
an
and I just
entire
delete them.
audience
I
of
don't
a
even read them at this
250,000
point.
people, what
But
do you expect to
it's just
happen?
there's a lot of stuff that I'm dealing with because of that night
Especially when
when I
they're
think all of
an
this could
audience
have
of
been
like
resolved
Crucible.
a
Like, we're
lot
not
better and more
exactly
professionally if you had just reached out,
daisies over here.
messaged me, said, "What the Sarah? You call me right now," and I would have called you, and I would have dealt with it, and I would have swallowed my pride and dealt with it the way it needed to be dealt with, without taking on all of this harassment and stuff. And
Well,
we
don't
nobody
diss a
would have
quarter
had to
million
have broken
people,
up.
and you won't like. It's not even
Like
first of all not
it.
harassment.
I
Just
think
people
Rob just
responding
went
to you,
nuclear,
dissing
and
them.
you felt that,
Unfortunately for
and
you, you
you wanted
forgot
to
that the
have your
audience was
boy.
a
I
quarter
get that.
million
I'm not
people
mad at
big.
that. What I'm saying
Like, look,
is
right now there's
to talk about a
5,300 people on our
professional
channel, two channels
relationship, but
watching
then to
this.
handle things very unprofessionally, you can't have it both ways in that aspect.
Well, I mean, you're subject to the same criticism. It's like, okay, if it was really about professionalism, then I would think that it was very unprofessional for you to be on a panel where they were brigading purposely Rob Noor, and that was actual brigading. They were
Yes.
sending
That was
trolls
that was
over.
not
Actual
at all
brigading.
Yeah,
brigading.
you were
He even
sending.
in hold on, if I could back that up though, but Rob willingly dropped the link to them, and he continued letting them back up again,
And
right?
invited.
And he even said he didn't have an issue with them doing it. He said it was fun. He made money off of it, and that's how I looked at it too. Like, oh, Rob's like getting some extra dough coming in. It's fun, whatever. Like nobody's mad. He didn't appear mad about it at all. If he seemed upset about
He
it,
definitely appeared mad to me, and he definitely
w-
appeared mad the next day. He
no,
didn't.
he
He
was
seemed
mad.
to. He seemed to think that he was being harassed. Yeah.
He was well, no, he specifically said that they didn't cross any lines. They didn't like do anything wrong. He had fun. He had a good time with it. Like he said he had no issue with it.
That's not what he said. It's just bogus.
No,
It's not what he said.
he was mad at me.
Yeah, he
Like,
did not say that. He said the exact opposite of that. He said that he was upset. He said it looked calculated. He said it looked like you guys. He was unaware that there was a panel going on sending people over there. He was unaware of this.
It was
He
Well,
was
clearly
not unaware of it.
calculated.
He looked right at the camera and said, "Flo, come over here."
Oh,
mhm.
well, what, an
Yeah,
hour
he
in?
talked right at me.
An hour in? See,
Yeah,
the
he
these are
was
the
panel, the
contexts these
panel
fucking
that
losers leave
you
out.
were on was flow that Sarah was on. Was that
And
your
now we're into
panel?
the brigading or more.
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, is that he didn't know that there was an entire panel there that was sending people over there to troll his chat. He didn't know that.
His chat was telling him that that's where they were
He-
coming from.
He didn't know it. And
he
it was
did
clear in the
know it.
video he
But-
didn't know it. But
okay.
even that aside, even if he did, right? It's such an optical eyesore. And it's like, look, if you don't know what you don't know, fine, that's fine, right? But I'm always the same way. I've always been this way with everyone. And and you knew this right from the very beginning of talking to me, right? But very, very low threshold when it comes to people creating disturbances and issues around any of the projects I'm doing or companies I'm doing. And I usually will just literally just distance myself. I'm just done instantly. That's the way I've always
Except
been
for
when I do
Rob.
business. What do you mean except for Rob?
Well,
Rob's not an
well,
eyesore. Rob's a
I-
huge creator. He's not an eyesore. Like, I
hold
don't know what
on.
you're talking.
I'm not going to go down that route. I think that
Rob
the
hits
thing
all
with
his
it
dono
is
goals.
if that is
And I gotta
the
say,
case, then
how
Rob
are
going
these people going
explosive,
over and
like,
harassing her
it would have
when
never even
they're
been a thing.
unsubscribing in the
Like, this is
thousands
the kind of like that Barbara
and
Streisand
she's
effect.
turning
Like,
on
nobody would
subscriber
have
only
even
mode?
known.
So
I
how
was on
are
a
they even
panel at 5
commenting on
o'clock
her
in the
stream?
morning giggling at this.
Sounds like to me, boys.
Rob came and made it
Smells like
explosive,
to
made it
me.
a big deal. But even at that, again, I didn't send
Fucking
anyone over.
stinks in here.
He was saying that I coordinated this and that I like set all this up and did all I did was show up. I had rated Flo earlier that night, and then I went and hung out on his panel, and that's when North started talking, and North decided to go over there
Look,
first.
ultimately for me, it just comes down to this, right? If it comes down between you or somebody else and Rob, it's going to be Rob.
That's fine. That I don't. That's
That. I mean, and the
you've
thing
made your
is,
decision. There's no
yeah, and
changing
the thing
decisions, right?
is like that's always going to be the case. I'm
Right.
always going to get my boys' backs, no matter what.
I get that.
And
I
the
get that.
old
I get
adage
that.
applies. You get up at the bar room, right? Your friend picks a fight. You get up at the bar room. You get up with him. It doesn't
Hell
matter.
yeah.
You can
Yeah.
about it afterwards. But the thing is like that wasn't even what I was upset about. Just didn't understand why in the middle of this big business transaction that it was just such terrible optics. I'm like, why? Just why? It's just so silly. That's the thing. It's like it didn't even. What should have happened there is both of you should have distanced yourself from both of each other. That's what should have happened. But what do I know?
What?
Well, I mean,
Really?
Yeah.
but even at that, if that is the case, then Rob doing that big 3-hour rant about me and
You mean
not
after
even
you
saying he
brigaded
didn't
his
talk to you
channel?
first about it, he just went and did this
So
stream.
sorry if I
Wouldn't that
chat
be
over with this
worse
line
tactics
saying,
that
my
he would even
bad.
do that?
Sorry, guys.
What?
Shut
The
up.
stream?
His 3-hour rant, mad at me for
For
the night before.
brigading him.
Like, wouldn't that be worse if
No,
it,
it's
like
not. Listen,
to,
no.
hold on, if it's well, let me say,
Okay,
if
go
it's
ahead.
if it's business related, right? And
Mhm.
now I was not aware that Rob was even in on this bigger project, just for the record. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. But
Oops.
even with that,
Big
like
oops from your
I
side.
did not look at this as like a bad thing in that aspect, because Flo was in Crucible Discord. Flo like hung out with you guys on panels and has done stuff, right? So I thought it was just fun between two channels, having fun, going back and forth, whatever. So that's my start for that. But even if this is a business thing, and Rob goes and explodes because he knew I was in on this project, right? Then
Yeah, you nailed
that's
it
actually
there.
worse for
It's not
him
the
to
harassment,
do
it's the
that.
silence and the lost
Shitting on
revenue.
someone
That's
who's
the
being brought
harassment.
in on a
The
project.
fact that she's been
Why?
ditched.
He had every right to be upset about the fact that he was getting brigaded by those channels.
Right, but if it's
He had
a
every right to be
business,
mad about it.
if it's a business relationship,
I don't think I
instead
can.
of going and exploding like that, again, we could have just had the private conversation.
Well, I mean, my understanding from what I saw in DMs, he tried to have a private conversation. That's not
that
and
no,
you
he did not.
and then you
No,
would take those and make those public, right?
no, all he did was say, "I'm going to talk about this power of the panelverse." But it was very, it was a very
No, there was DMs back and forth before that, Sarah,
for what
between the two of you.
for that moment.
No, even before that,
Hey,
once you
Doobie.
guys started to have problems.
I always worked with him privately,
Doobie
trying
nailed
to
it.
work through his
Too
issues
long
with
don't
other
read. Andrew
streamers,
didn't
and
protect
then
me from the
every time he
consequences of
went
my
public.
bad behavior. I swear to
my
God, man.
understanding is the opposite. Was that
I got a banger of a
that
joke
you were going
in the
public with
chamber.
this stuff? But even if that's not
No,
the case,
no,
right?
it's not the
Those
case at all.
details were always completely unconcerning to me. The only
Yeah,
thing of concern to
yeah, and
me
that's
is that
which is
if
why you didn't
yeah,
see me getting mad or calling you or
yeah.
telling anybody about it because I
Like
was
this,
handling
get
them
sleep
privately
paralysis
behind the
demons, and
scenes, and
just
then
see
the very next day
accountability in the
he would go
corner.
and stream about very said thing, and I'm like, what is he doing?
There's
So to me, I just chalked it up as well, whatever. Like, I
there's
even had to
sleep
message him
paralysis
saying,
demon
"Hey,
is
your people are
accountability.
commenting saying that like if you ban Rob and blah blah blah," and he's like, "No, no, let me correct that," because he's talking about stuff that we're talking about privately on his show, which fine if he wants to do that, but that's not how I handle things very privately. But even at that, with
Well,
with him,
that panel wasn't private.
Look at
but
him, he ran.
but again, with that
The
panel,
dusty crowd. Mm.
with that panel, it was
Posted in the Discord
again.
there,
I thought
Wayward.
it was just everyone was having. They just had a show together, right? There, everyone's just having fun. I didn't take it as like they're at war for
Well,
anything.
let me ask you something else that has been
Mm,
bothering me, right? So since we're on here having a conversation anyway. When you did your response stream, you said you were trying to distance yourself from the Crucible, like over time, because the chat was bothering you. The people in the Crucible were too rowdy, or whatever it was, right? You're trying to distance yourself.
mhm.
Why is it that you said you omitted that you were trying to set up the Roma debate with me? You said the last time he was on was with John Fugelsang, and of course I'm going to take that because it was just like free money for you or whatever.
Mhm.
That
Okay, I
was a
get
really good
that.
debate for you.
Yeah, I get that, but like when you said you were trying to distance yourself, you had tried to set up the Roma army debate, and I didn't ask you to do that. You came to me for it.
I was
So
originally
how are you trying to distance yourself while at the same time you're trying to get me on to debate on your channel again,
Because she's
I was
even
lying.
after
originally trying to
Fugelsang?
get Marte because Marte wanted me to get her on. She wasn't budging on that one. And then Rachel was having her stuff. I was trying to work on that one. And then that obviously didn't work because you wanted it because she talked shit about your wife. And I think that's fine. So then I was like, all right, well, let's just move on to the like, it's more along the lines of trying to get Roma on, right? And you are the one
Well,
that
that
wants
doesn't
to.
sound like you're trying to distance yourself from
No,
me.
no, no. Hold on, hold on. I have not been actively trying to find debates for you prior to that. Like I think the last one before John Fugelsang was in early September with Josie, I
Yeah,
think it was.
because I was
But
busy.
what's going on in my chat and my panels is it's getting a little overrun by Crucible people. So I'm
How is
having
it
a lot
being
of people not
overrun when they've
wanting to come to the
unsubscribed and
panels
you've put your
because
shit on
they feel
subscriber only
uncomfortable,
mode?
and
That
that kind
doesn't
of
add
goes
up.
against my
Just doesn't
whole
add up.
the space that I offer, the means of my platform, and who I bring on, and who
Oh, sorry, I
how I
already
have an
showed that
open
one.
door policy. So it was starting to become an actual issue, and I was running into a lot of walls because the Crucible was just too
Powerful?
had too
Powerful.
much
Say powerful. Say it.
showing in not just
Too
you, but like
powerful.
the panelists, the chatters, the so on and so forth.
So, Sarah, we got you messaged me about Adam Steelborn, right? You wanted to do a debate on Christian ethics. That was
Yeah,
that's in September.
that was his request.
And then you had Fugelsang, and then you asked me about Roma Army. This
Well,
does not look like you were trying to distance yourself at all. Like that literally doesn't look like you're trying to distance yourself. It looks like the opposite to
yeah,
me.
I kind of knew you weren't going to take the Steelborn one. I think I said that too. I kind of knew you weren't going to take that one, but I wanted to be kind to Steelborn because he did ask for you, and I respect people with what they originally want. So you declined that one as I assumed, and so and I
Yeah, but
think
I
I
mean,
had already recommended to him
it
other
just
people.
doesn't look like you were trying to distance yourself at all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's if you want to say it, that's fine. I don't like. I'm not going to argue you on my intentions.
Well, I mean, it just I don't know. So to me, because the appearance was Andrew's a cult leader.
Who
You
said
know, his
that?
people are sycophants,
You
blah blah blah
people
blah
have
blah.
said
The
it.
powdered dusty and other people are in your orbit who enhance the streams. That
Yeah, they
he's a
say
cult
that.
leader.
That's
He's a
their
this. He's a
opinions.
that. Blah 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 blah. When you say, "Oh, I was secretly trying to distance myself over time and this and that," it gives the impression that and then you say, well, it's because, look, I had only had this one debate with John Fugelsang. That was because I was busy the month before. But when in fact you had actually approached me with an offer for multiple debates after both before Fugelsang and after Fugelsang. So that's why I'm like, that doesn't seem correct to me. That seems like
Did you infer that?
yeah, she definitely inferred that she was trying to. She didn't infer. She just said it outright. Like, I was trying to distance myself from the Crucible. Now I'm free from the evil cult of the Crucible, basically, right?
Now we covering that up.
That was like basically
how
trying
she was trying to distance, or she had dropped you already. She didn't say she dropped you.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna drop.
I didn't say that,
but
she
I wasn't
said that.
trying
She said
to.
that she was attempting to distance herself,
Right.
and the justification was, you notice how they only did the one debate on my channel. But what was neglected to be stated was that she approached me with multiple debates, both before that and after that. That's not distancing.
It probably is from earlier. Yeah.
What?
It probably is. Is it less communication than you'd had prior to that?
Not really.
I mean,
no,
not really. No.
Not really. No, it really wasn't. Look, I'm very short and sweet in my communications. I'm just like, information, done. I don't really say too much outside of that. I don't need to, right? It's just like, here's the info, here's the prompt, here's whatever. I'm not very mouthy in DMs, but it doesn't look to me like there was any. It looked to me like it was like a post hoc thing. I was actually trying to get away from the Crucible. So that's all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just post hoc.
It doesn't look that way to me. So
that's what it looks like with you saying not to brigade her after brigading. It looked like a post hoc.
No,
I said that
because
before
he never
I
said
ever
brigade
said the other thing, bro.
Dumbass.
Do you realize that?
Also,
I said it
unsubbing
both
isn't
before
brigading.
and after. Do not harass this one.
Just
of all,
right
I
in the
have a
middle.
zero tolerance policy on harassment anyway. I always have.
Always
I've
have.
nuked
You do?
people
Well established.
Do you want the
nuked
names of the
right at-
people?
I've nuked
Do you want us to
people
give
right
you
out
the
of the
names of the
chat.
people?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you want us to give you the names of
if there's people
everybody
in my
who's
chat,
harassed?
if there's
want
people in
proof,
my
too.
chat who are privately DMing people and harassing them, absolutely, I'll nuke them out of the chat right now. I've always had that.
What
policy.
about- what about all
I
Better
already
show
got
proof,
a nice,
though.
nice message from someone saying, from Dagoth, you are saying, cry more. Your voice cracking.
Literally
amuses
never
me. I
heard
do
of him.
apologize. I am sick today, so this was not on my to-do list.
Yeah,
But
sure.
do you want us to
if you
give
have a list, if you have a list of people who are in the Crucible chat who are harassing you, yeah, absolutely.
Well,
We'll
they
get
would
them
be
out of the
harassing
community
us
immediately.
on our pages. They can't harass us at your chat because we're not there, right?
There's a lot of
If they're a person who's harassing you and I'm aware of it and I can do something about it, Dusty, then I'll do something about it.
Okay.
just go in the comments.
But I can only do what's within my power to do. Like, what am I supposed to
I
do?
agree.
Should I hunt these people
Oh
down?
yeah, she's
and beat
also
them
been
about the
talking
head and
shit the
shoulders?
whole time since
I mean,
this
what are
happened
you
in her
gonna do?
Discord.
Like, yeah,
I
like,
mean,
which thing
I'm
do?
just trying to get clarity on the offer that you made. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to block them? Are you going to?
If they're in my chat,
Show
and
me
they're
proof.
harassing her, yeah, I'll get them out of the
Yeah,
chat.
Dusty,
of course, and out of the
DM me
community.
proof.
I've always had a
in your
zero
chat
policy.
harassing
I've
her.
always had a zero tolerance policy on creator harassment. We've never done it.
If they're in your chat and they're harassing her, would that look like all the comments that were coming back when they were unsubscribing?
That's not harassment. Many of those people just gave opinions.
Yep.
They weren't harassing
How
nobody.
could somebody harass
Harassment's
her in your
like
chat?
Good
you're
point by Rob.
consistently and constantly sending DMs to a person or targeting them in some way. Harassment's not even one message. Harassment's not like, hey, you suck.
No, they're
That's
going to
not
change
harassment.
definitions to
Harassment
make
is a
themselves look
targeted
better.
campaign towards somebody. That's what harassment is. So you can't be like, oh,
That
this
can't
guy
happen in your chat.
this guy
I'm
DM'd
not-
me a mean thing. That's not harassment. That's
I'm
not
not.
how
I'm
it
not
happens.
in your chat,
entirely
can
that
it?
worried about it. It's just. I mean, they did this during the based Oracle thing too. That was. I had to shut my phone off because it was just pinging so much. But
Yeah, if you want, would you like to see all of the messages of the
I'm-
horrible
that's
fucking
why
things
I'm
that
not-
people say to me?
that's
But
why
I just
I'm
don't
not
say
that
anything.
worried
I don't give a
about it. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. She knows.
I'm not that
So,
worried
yeah.
about it. It's
She
just
knows.
there. It's just there. That's all.
Yeah, it's called being on the
You
internet.
say that you'll do something if they're harassing her in your chat. That's a completely fake offer. That's impossible. It can't happen. They can't.
Yeah, because
harass
you
her.
can't.
so
fit.
dumb. Listen to the words that I'm saying.
What?
If somebody from my chat is harassing
From your chat.
from my chat
Deal.
is doing targeted harassment, I will remove them from the community. You stupid. Listen to
All right.
what's being said.
Yeah,
All
his
right.
ears are broken.
Do you understand now, or do I
I
do I
understand
need to
that.
repeat it
Yeah.
again?
No, I'll
I'm
get
not
through
that worried about it. It's not something to die over or get mad about or disagree on. It is what it is. They're doing what they're doing.
She's just doing her
If
best
I
to
start
sound
getting
reasonable to try to get some of those
multiples from someone, I'll just send them to
6,000
Mystery
lost
or
subs back.
something,
This is all this
so he
is.
can look at it or something. It's not that big of a deal.